Okay, so the computer says we're live. Good evening. Hello Marlena, hello Guadalupe, and hello Johan. Thank you for joining, and everybody else that is there. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me because and girls, because I never know this. I don't have my headsets. If I hear myself with my headsets, then things happen. So let me know in the comments. I see all your comments, and let me know if you can hear me good, and then we can start with this live stream. I have a really nice illustration I wanted to get to do tonight, and then we'll see. I mean, I have a lot more, so maybe we'll just stay a little bit more tonight. How's that sound? Sound good? Sound is good. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is has been quite a nice day today. Not so hot, not so cold. It's just okay. It was raining quite a lot, but now it's nice weather. So I managed to open the window. That's nice. And let's talk a little bit about the illustration first, and then I'll tell you all sorts of story. Oh, this is the first time I see you live. I hear you perfectly. Oh, thank you, Guadalupe. Oh, okay, cool. So for those who don't know, I live in the Netherlands. So for me, it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. So I don't know where you are from, but I'm hoping it's not too late for you, and you're not gonna fall asleep while I talk. I tend to talk a lot. If you wanna get on with your project, like if you have a project and you just wanna listen to me ramble on and do your own stuff, please go ahead. I'm just gonna work on this one. These are some anemones flowers, at least how I draw anemones. And I just wanted to try some colors. So let me start off with what I did here is this is a Arches watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM, and I have a block that I always use. This is the block. It doesn't come glued on all sides, so when the paper is the same as the normal one that comes glued on all the sides, just that because it's not glued on all the sides, it's actually cheaper. So I tend to buy this one than the one that is glued on all the sides because I can afford more of it. And I just cut them up usually in two, and then I just make illustrations on half and half. Sometimes I do illustrations on the back as well because, hey, like paper is expensive, so you got to do what you got to do. But I drew this with the Micron pen, so it's just a waterproof pen. You can use a Uniball, you can use Unipin, any other waterproof one. There's a few that are not waterproof, but usually the Micron pens and Uniball ones, Unipin, are waterproof, so you can use any of them. I believe I use a 0.5 and kind of 0.3 for the tiny lines, so that's about it. For the colors, I have multiple sets here, and I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna use. I'm not using my normal Daniel Smiths because I just want to try something different today. So these are my Japanese watercolors. They are called actually Japanesque color, which is very funny, but they are the shadow versions, so they are nice colors, but they just add a little bit of black, so they make them more muted. So you can see here like the colors that I have. This is the shadow colors. They're a bit more brighter but still quite dark, right? You can see that they're dark. And these are the black colors, so this says purplish red, purplish green, purplish blue, etc. So these are the two sets I have. So you can buy them on Amazon. The difference with these ones is they're not as transparent as normal watercolors, okay? So they're really nice colors. I like the muted ones, but sometimes they act more like gouache. So, like if you want to do multiple layers, it's going to be a bit more difficult, but I just like the colors. And then I have a tiny set that I did myself with some Schminke watercolors. These are, they had this set which were limited edition, and they were called super granulating watercolors. and these are the sets that I'm going to use, right? The reason why I pulled these ones because I have some yellows here, and these actually Japanese watercolors, they don't really have yellows. So if I'm going to use something from this one, I'm just going to use the yellows. I have some normal brushes. I really like the Escoda Versatil. They're round pointed brushes, and today I'm going to use some other ones. They're called Gerstacker brushes. You know, they're not branded or anything, but they're very good, more affordable, and Gerstacker is kind of an art shop here, and they make their own brushes. So okay, I think I talked enough about what I am planning to do. Usually, and let me show you what I did last time. Last time we focused on this one. This was a potion, and again I did anemones here, and I did this ones with it was one that was yellow, one that was more red purple, and one was more blue purple. Okay, so I used these colors, and today I was trying to use different things. Actually, I came across a field of anemones. They where I live, we have a hospital, which is kind of five minutes away from me. So if you hear any any ambulances go by, know that is the hospital. I'm gonna use the number 3 today. Usually I use the number 4, but my number 4 I need to buy a new one because it's more than a year old and the bristles have started to fray. So I'm just using a number 3. It's very close to the number 4. Okay, so it's not that bad. I didn't want to use number 6 yet. So what am I thinking? What was I saying? Yeah, the field of anemones. I actually saw them in real life. Usually I'm painting out of fantasy. The funny part was that they were very much blue and kind of purplish in color, and they just had a garden now in front of the hospital, and they made it with benches and so on, and a lot of the hospital patients could go and walk around. So I guess they're just trying to not keep everybody locked up, and they were letting them there. But I managed to snap some pictures, and I was like, it's really nice that they're there. So I'm going to try to utilize this. I'm going to do some blue ones, some purple, and some pinks, right? So I think I'm going to do the blue one in the middle. This one is going to be more pinkish reddish, and this is going to be more purplish. Okay, and we're just going to see how it goes. Remember, because these are more opaque, I am going to use a lot of water. I'm hoping that you are also having fun and doing your own thing. So I'm going to use the shadow versions, and specifically the shadow blue. I'm not sure if I actually put in the link to these ones, but if you search on Amazon on Boku Undo or, you know, Japanese watercolors, then you'll probably find them. They're not that expensive or anything. They're pretty much like the other ones, like the koi watercolor or whatever. And I'm doing a pretty concentrated part here in the middle, and then I'm just going to spread it around afterwards. Okay, I'm just going to come with water and really water it down. But for now, I'm trying really hard to not go around the whites, but yeah, I'm really bad at this. Like, I don't even know why I keep bothering drawing them if I know that I'm going to cover them with color, because I can't. My brush strokes are not really that good. Anyway, now I'm cleaning up my brush, and I'm going to come with just clean water and start pulling color. And this is how you can do a nice gradient, right? You start with more color, and then you start pulling it, and then you clean your brush again, and then you start pulling again. Because I'm using 100% cotton paper, it doesn't dry right away, so I'm not gonna have very much harsh edges because it doesn't get absorbed that fast. So this is the nice part of using good paper versus like cellulose paper. on the cellulose paper, I couldn't have let that one there sit, because then you never get the color to move anymore. So for a tip, please do yourself a favor and get some really nice watercolor paper. And I know it might sound like a lot, and to be honest, even I'm doing a lot of watercoloring, right? Even I, because I utilize the paper quite sparingly, and I just cut it up, and I use also the back paper. I've actually only utilized one pad basically for the last 4 or 5 months. So it's not really all that bad, even though you pay a little bit more. If you're thinking about it, how many actual illustrations you're gonna do and so on, it's okay. I think I had to be a little bit honest with myself. And although I'm a bit crazy and I always buy, by the way, what I'm having here is I'm having the paper towels next to me. I am dabbing water away from the brush, because although it's a number 3, it can hold quite a lot of water. Okay, so I'm going to come later on and I'm going to add different colors to it so that I make it more interesting, but for now I'm just adding the blue. I'm not doing much else. So I'm trying not to do 2 petals next to each other, although it doesn't really matter, because I'm actually technically using only one color for now, for the beginning. But I still don't like to, I still like to leave things to dry first before I do anything to touch them. And if you're wondering why I'm not already mixing different color in, I'm not doing here wet in wet or anything. I'm just gonna let them dry, and then I'm gonna mix with different colors. I haven't decided what is the secondary color in this first row of anemones, so when I'm gonna decide, I'm going to let you all know. Okay, so what happened this week? Our last live stream was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of things have happened. I think we've been, my husband has gotten his second vaccine, which is nice. So he had to actually bike to the vaccination center is quite far away from where we live. So he had to bike like 20 kilometers, which is quite a lot. But he managed to do it. I still have time till my second vaccine, because I've been scheduled at the end of the month. So until then, I need to stay home and still, take care of myself. So that's nice. I am handing over things at work because I am switching jobs at the end of the month. So basically, this is going to be my last weeks. What did we do? Oh yeah, we booked our holiday. So I was talking on the last live stream that I wanted to go on a holiday, small holiday. It's just a couple of days, right? It's just 5 days before my next job, because I have some time. I have about a week before my next job starts. So we decided, like, okay, let's utilize this one to go, and we booked a nice holiday. It's not far away, still in the Netherlands. It's gonna be in Rotterdam. I like Rotterdam. It's a port city. It's really nice, and I like going there. I know some people think, okay, the Netherlands, let's go to Amsterdam. I don't particularly, I like the city, it's nice, but if I were to choose my favorite city, Amsterdam would be it. That's not to say that everybody else doesn't like Amsterdam, because I think I'm the only one. Every time I tell everybody at work or something like that I like Rotterdam better than Amsterdam, everybody looks at me like I'm some sort of oddity. And I was like, what's not to like? There's a port, you have an amphibian bus. Literally, there's the bus that I want to go again. It drives on land, and then it goes into the water, and then it transforms into a boat. Like, what's not to like? I don't know. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of places, a lot of nice stuff. They have this concept that is called food hallen in the Netherlands. So there's this big, let's say, area where you can go and eat, but they have like 20 or 30 food shops in there, and every food shop has a different theme, and you just go stand in line, buy from all, and then you can eat in the middle, right? You can buy whatever you want. I want a little bit of tapas and a little bit of Japanese, whatever, and they're all in one place, which is really nice. Very affordable as well. So we just wanted to go there and have some fun. And you know what the funny part is going to be, right? I'll probably sleep the whole time, because this is what I am feeling right now, that whenever somebody talks about vacation, I'm actually dreaming of sleep. I'm actually dreaming of going and sleeping, which is like, yeah, it's weird, but I guess working does take a toll on you. And I'm just afraid that I'm going to stay in the hotel room and sleep the whole time. But I'll make an effort. For the amphibian bus, I'll make an effort. Okay. The other reason why I want to go to Rotterdam, and this is where this shop, the Geerstacker, is because I want to go there. And by the way, this shop is humongous. The last time I went there, I think I spent a couple of hours. It's very big. It has every type of art supply that you can dream of. It has every type of watercolors that you want, and other stuff. So I just want to go there. I need to replenish my stash of Micron pens, because these Micron pens they go out really fast for some reason. I don't understand this. I just don't understand how I can, like, I do 2 or 3 illustrations and then one pen is already over. It's like, can't you last more than 2 illustrations? Anyway, so I'm going to replenish my stash. Usually I buy like a stash of 10 or something, just so that I have it. And I know that my husband is gonna put me on a budget, because last time I went there I overspent a little bit, so now he's making me be on a budget, like 150 euros. Not allowed to spend more, so I need to be very careful what I'm spending it on. So I'm not sure what I will buy. To be honest, since we've been in lockdown, I haven't bought all that many supplies that I usually bought. Like even these sets I bought for Christmas basically. So I haven't really bought any other ones since then. So I feel like I kind of deserve stuff. Art Supply Fairy Tale Land. Yes, that's what I want to say. Art Supply Fairy Tale Land. It's so amazing, but you start putting stuff in your basket. This is how it starts, right? You put stuff in your basket, and then at the end you calculate and you realize how much you're spending. But it's like, I cannot put it in my basket because, man, this is like my dream. I always wanted a holbein set, or I always wanted a good gouache set, and so on. And then you have to make the hard choices, okay? And the hard choices are quite hard. Let's put it this way. It's never easy. So yeah, we're gonna darken everything up, and we're gonna add some purples and some other stuff, but I'm just doing the first layer now. Okay, now the first layer of this one, I'm going to do it with the pink. To be honest, the real anemones, they looked really washed out. It's interesting, and they're very transparent, the petals, and the color is really pale. So even though it's purple or something, the colors are really pale. So no matter what I'm doing here, it's just my style, but in reality they're not really all that darkened and so on, right? It's just me doing this. I'm using the shadow pink here. I really like this one. Okay, so that's one. Last time my husband bought me the Sennelier set because he knew that I really wanted the Sennelier set, and he bought me a 12 pan Sennelier set, and I ended up not using any of them because I just didn't like it. I also had the Sennelier paper. I didn't like. I wasn't like, even these ones. They're not even artist grade, but they're still much better than that set. I couldn't mix any of the colors. Everything was turning muddy, and it wasn't. They weren't really pleasant, and they were turning muddy. And then when they were drying out, they were drying like super muted and lifeless. So I go there with more of my research done, but I also go a little bit for retail therapy, I would say. Yes, retail therapy, because I haven't been in retail therapy since last year. So I actually haven't been really in a shop other than the supermarket, which is saying a lot. So I just want to go and have some fun, see what they have, buy some pens, and just have some fun. Okay, what else happened? Yeah, we discovered more stuff about our cat. So last time we were talking that Happy, which is my male cat, every time we manage to see him on the camera, that he hears when we have the keys in our hand and we are about to open the door when we come back. So he immediately jumps down and comes to greet us. And this is what we observed last time. But now, today, the funny part was I stayed home because I had meetings, and my husband went to the market. And then when he came back, I heard the keys as well, right? And I was like, oh, he's back. I go downstairs to help him. But then my cat actually even started meowing. And then I realized that it's probably that he's doing all the time like that. He's trying to greet us, although my husband was on the other side of the door. So that was something really funny that we found about Hap. And he wasn't feeling all that good today. I think he has a fur ball or hair ball or something. Yeah, he was a little bit sick today. But he gets that sort of hair ball kind of thing every month. It's probably very common. What else did we try to do? Oh yeah, today my husband was like, oh, tell them about the walk. So yeah, because my husband had to bike today to get the vaccine, he didn't want to come with me for a walk. I usually go for a small walk sometimes, into the park here, because I just want to get out of the house. And today I decided, well, I'll go by myself because I couldn't take him after he biked so many kilometers. And I ended up walking for like 5 kilometers. That was a long walk. I was just listening to music, and I was just like lost in thought, lost in everything. I was just looking around. Yeah, thinking. So there were some people, because I passed the beach. We have a beach here to the lake. And I passed the beach, and there were people, although I went dressed like, with like this jacket, because it's not that warm, right? It's only 20 degrees. But funny enough, there were people by the lake. In the lake, they were doing, like sunbathing and stuff. It was just weird because there's no sun and it just finished raining. But okay, some people are crazy like that. We're just gonna pretend we didn't know anything about that. Realize I haven't actually been to the beach this year because when would you have the time? You always work, work, work. And whenever I have something free or an afternoon that is lesser meetings, it's always bad outside. And whenever somehow it's nice outside, that's when I have most of my meetings. I have no idea how I managed to do that, sincerely. Anyway, I noticed last time that there were some comments and some viewers were commenting, but not on the top chat. They were commenting on a normal comments, and I only saw them afterwards because I usually don't normally look at the big comments. I'm looking at the top chat comments when I'm actually doing a live stream. So my apologies for those that I didn't see, and I also cannot see them because I don't see those comments now that I'm doing the live stream. I only see them afterwards. So, you know, if you are listening right now, if you want to add a comment, please add it to the top chat or to the super chat and not to the other one, because yeah, it's different. I also realized that I have a very particular weird, it's not weird, right, style. It's really illustrative style. I don't do loose watercolors. I just don't like loose watercolors. Anything that is not controlled. And the funny part is I didn't. I had to do something called saboteurs. Like, how do you sabotage yourself? It's a saboteurs test. Basically, it's just a personality test. And surprise to no one, literally surprise to no one, I am ranking very high on controlling, which says a lot, because that's probably why I don't like to do loose watercolor. It's quite funny that even my personality is like, nope, I'm not letting anything that goes over the lines. If anything goes over the line, it's ruined. It's the end of the world, and so on. I was laughing. Yeah, I'm always trying to see if I can improve myself or if I can learn something new about myself. And then I'm like, okay, that makes really sense. But then even if I know all of this, even if I know the type of personality I have, I still fail to know how to change that or how to change my behavior. So in an end, it feels like it's kind of the same stuff. Okay. It didn't sound very, I don't sound very convincing, do I? Okay. I'm going to do this other one with some shadow purple. How are your artworks going along? Please let me know in the chat, because I'm always curious, what are you guys doing while I'm just adding color to things here. Basically, I'm gonna use the purple here. Oh, the purple is the one I like the most. It's so nice. The advantage of the number 3 brush is that you can control everything very well and you don't go over the lines. The disadvantage is doesn't hold as much water as a number 4 or number 6. So that means you get a lot of these dry brush kind of strokes because it doesn't hold as much water. Okay. Hi for everybody that is just joining right now. We are live streaming this beautiful flower bouquet. I wish I had anemones. I think we are redoing our we are going to redo our garden soon. By the way, our garden is a bit of a mess. I haven't done anything. I haven't even gone out. Let me put it this way. I'm scared of spiders, and being in a garden that has a hedge that is full of spiders is terrifying to me. So I actually didn't go out in the garden this year because of it. So we're gonna redo the garden, and I'm going to take away the hedge because it brews way too many spiders, and I really want to go into the garden and then we're gonna put just pots with flowers where I'm going to plant flowers. And yes, I know they're still going to have some spiders, but trust me, when you see the hedge, it's just like, it's just weird, man. It's just weird. It just has way too many spiders, but that's because it's so long, meters and meters long, and has so many branches and everything. So getting rid of that, and we're gonna put pots where I actually want to plant flowers. And I think some of the pots I would like to plant anemones and chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums are also some of my favorite, maybe some hydrangeas. I'm going to have to plan it very well because I want to have flowers all year round in my garden. But right now nothing grows there because of the hedge. The hedge is blocking all the light from the outside, right? Because it's so tall. It's about 2 meters tall, and it's kind of a buzzkill. Nothing grows in my garden, right? So I'm planning to take the hedge. I'm going to put a fence, but it's going to be the fence that lets the light in and so on. It's just going to be there for basically decoration fence, you know. And just gonna put lots of flowers. So I'm starting to read a little bit about the flowers because I want to know when to actually plant them, because seeds I have, I mean, come on, we can buy seeds here anywhere, but I am never sure about the timing of it and when do I plant them, when do I not plant them. So I really need to learn about that. Don't know if you guys have gardens where you live, but this was my dream. And I know it's a weird dream for somebody that doesn't like spiders or critters or anything that has more than kind of 4 legs. I just can't stand. You might wonder why, and that's because I was bitten by a spider when I was younger, and I actually had to stay in the hospital for 3 days for treatment because I got an allergic reaction. So ever since then, whenever I see a spider, I go into kind of a, well, I'm not going into panic attacks anymore. I used to have panic attacks, but now I'm just yelling for my husband to come and kill it. Okay, maybe that's not the word I should have said on YouTube. Hopefully they don't think I'm talking about something very strange. Okay, disposing of the spider, let's call it this way, disposing of the spider, yeah. So yeah, that's basically how we do things. Now what I'm ensuring here is that really the first layers are super dry, so I can go with the second layer and darken the mood, basically, you know. Have you guys noticed this surge in all these apps that let you buy coins and let you read like novels? And to be honest, I'm realizing that I'm paying way more for the coins than what I would normally pay if I would just buy a novel myself. Like normally you pay on Kindle a couple of dollars, let's say $5 for a novel and so on. Now I'm realizing, man, this kind of guys, because you have to pay per chapter, and although it's very captivating what you read, because you have to pay per chapter, you end up paying almost double what you normally pay, which is not really nice. But man, they make these kind of novels so like you can't put them down. Like once you read, they kind of suck you in. Don't know how to say it, that it doesn't sound weird, but yeah, it's really like that. So, and I'm always enjoying reading fantasy stuff. I mean, come on, I'm doing fantasy flowers here and fantasy illustrations and so on. So I always like to read what other people think and you know, other worlds that people have created. And talking of other worlds that people have created, have you guys seen Loki? And this is the discussion point that I want to have right now. Johan, are you ready? Marlena, are you guys ready? Okay, I'm not gonna do any spoilers of the last episode or anything, because that's not important. I had a different question. So the premise is assuming that somebody wants to have only one timeline, so only one set of events that are allowed to be, right? Like, for example, Thor always wins, Asgard always gets destroyed. That's what the timeline says that it has to happen, and that's what is going to happen. Fine. And then you go ahead and you destroy all the other timelines. Now, what I didn't understand is, why do they get to destroy those timelines at different stages in the lives of, for example, Loki, when all of the other Lokis look totally different? So if you know that there's only one timeline, then you also, doesn't one timeline equate with one reality as well? Or, okay, I'm going into philosophical things here. Or is one timeline means one set of events, but it could be different realities, and it could be different Lokis and different looking Lokis that have the same result, aka the Avengers win and so on. This is what I didn't understand, because if I'm thinking one single timeline, or the sacred timeline, then I'm thinking, wait a minute, that means all the other ones are bad, so what's the point of them existing at all, right? Because they're not the sacred timeline. Like, it cannot be that a Loki that is a woman Loki, if she behaves the same as the original Loki, then it's not the sacred timeline, right? I mean, this is how I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. I could be that there's timelines in terms of events, and then there's timelines in terms of, I don't know. This is what I was like, why do they wait until they're big to be disposed of? Why don't they do it in the beginning? Because they already know that's the wrong timeline. Just weird. And they call people variants or something. It's very funny. Everybody's a variant. So, yeah. We've watched the latest episode, so I'm not going to give any more hints or anything. Please go watch it. It's on Disney, I think. Disney Plus. We also have Disney. It's funny because we have also Amazon, but I stopped really watching Amazon. Don't know why. We watch a lot of Netflix still. Well, maybe because we don't have the time. And I mean, if I'm thinking how much time do I have, like if I didn't have time for a walk lately, I can imagine I don't have time to actually go and watch a series properly on any of these channels. Okay. Tam 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 tam. Okay, maybe Johan knows the answer to my question. So either they want equal timelines with equal people, right? Like people that make the same choices over again, although they look different. That could be, I'm thinking. But that's very unlikely, that just because, people are all unique, right? So why would they always make the same choice? Seems insane. Like, yeah. Tum tum tum. I really like the pink. It's really nice. Shadow pink. The shadow pink. Now you guys gonna get to choose what I do the centers with. I'm thinking between nice and bright yellow to some really dark blue. So you guys can do. Disney currently has good series movies. Yeah, indeed, right? Like had the Mandalorian before, but has other series as well. Like they have a lot of lore that they can draw from, right? So maybe that's why. By the way, if you buy these ones, don't get scared. I mean, I have them for a very long time and I use them a lot. Surprisingly, that you don't are left without ink for a very long time, right? It's not like the Micron pens that after 2 illustrations they go away. There's quite a lot of paint in these ones. It might look like they're ending, but they're not. They're okay. Okay. So now I use the shadow colors and I'm going to darken everything up by using the bluish black, so the other colors, which are a bit darker, if you can notice here, okay? So they're much darker. So I have this darker blue, I have this darker purple here, and this reddish red, because in here you have a pink and here you have a red, right? So it's a dark red, so I'm going to use that one just to make kind of a gradient, okay? Okay. So, which one should I start? I start with the bluish black because that's nice. So we're gonna just add water. The one trick you can do with these ones is you can add a little bit of water with a pipette and let it like wake up on its own. So you see that this is a much darker blue, so I don't need as much color. I'm just adding here. I'm making sure I don't have all that much water in my brush, and I'm just spreading it around. The problem with these colors, not the problem, it's a property of them, but anyway, because they're more acting like a kind of a gouache or kind of a washed out gouache, you can also lift them very easy from the paper. So if I would add too much water, then it creates blooms, and this is like the property of these colors. I'm not gonna get too much into that, but yeah, just so you know what you're getting yourself into if you're buying these ones. It's not like it is kind of like watercolor, but yeah, like if you would use Schmincke or Daniel Smith, yeah, you can do six layers of the same color and you still don't get the intensity of what this one has, okay? So that is the cool part. It's so funny that I can't necessarily, like, I'm thinking, what do I talk about? And I'm like, oh, okay, I can't talk about work or what I did, because that will be like, huh? Who wants to hear about work? And so on. Oh yeah, today my husband came with a surprise, which I'm going to actually ask him to do, if he doesn't mind, after the live stream. He actually bought me some fruits today, and we have melon. I don't know if it's melon season where you guys are, but for us it is melon season. And I have melon, and I think as a snack after the stream, I'm gonna ask him to bring me some melon. It's not a full melon. We only bought like half a slice or something like that. Just a small bit, just to. Okay, it looks weird. Half a slice. It's not really half a slice. It's more like half a melon, but like the red melon. But yeah, it's something that I'm really appreciating, because I really wanted some fruits. It's so weird that sometimes I just want fruits. I don't want food. Some people are gonna go like, what do you mean, Claudia, you don't want food? I don't want food. When it's hot outside or when it's this kind of weird weather, I'm just craving fruits, man. I don't know about you, but I'm like the fruit fairy or something. The fruit fairy. Okay. And I think on the other side of the petals of these ones, I'm just gonna add a smidge of the purples and so on. And let me add a different type of purple, maybe some galaxy pink. I'm adding some galaxy pink, guys, which is a combination of potter's pink and some other super granulating thing. So I'm just gonna add it here. Just adding some splashes of color, and I'm gonna blend it out, right? So just bringing the colors together. Yep, that's okay. I didn't want to add, that would have been weird if you add like yellow, it might turn into green or something. So maybe don't add yellow. Okay. Adding some small pieces here and there. This one. This is still wet on this corner, so you see it moves much easier. Okay, Marlena, you heard your name, right? You're like, I'm going. It's so funny because I'm betting that Marlena, every time I have a live stream, Marlena is live, and then she all of a sudden wakes up. So I'm betting she's doing some art there, and she's not telling me anything. And she just hears her name and goes like, oh, let me put some some hearts and stuff. It's so funny. Maybe she's my my biggest competitor. Maybe she does more art than me. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be cool. We should have like an art, how do you say, an art fight where it's gonna be me versus my husband or something, and we're gonna try to draw the same thing but in our respective styles, and then I think that will be fun. Yeah, I think I will try to convince him to do that, just that we have some fun on this art channel, art thingy, me blabbering about everything. Did I tell you the latest thing? I wanted to learn pottery because I really like teapots and I really like to draw them. And I was like, I'm going to learn pottery. And then I started researching a bit and I was like, I'm not going to learn pottery because it's too messy and I don't like mess. Yeah. Okay, Claudia, don't learn pottery. I'm using this Perlin Maroon from Daniel Smith. Actually, it's one of the very simple Daniel Smith ones because I really want to add some more darker reds to this flower, to this pink. So yeah, we should do this art challenge. Who can draw it better? Who draws it better? Yeah, deal. Oh no. Johan said deal. So okay, Johan, what we gonna draw? Is it gonna be flowers? Or something differently? What's it gonna be? What is it going to be? You have to tell me. What are we gonna challenge ourselves about? Because I have to draw it also, and you have to draw it. But if I draw flowers, I might win actually, you know? And if we draw humans and stuff, you might win. Because you can draw humans very good. So which ones are we gonna do, man? Which ones? Tell me. What is the middle ground? Or have you been training in flowers? It could be also that you've been training your flowers and you wanna you know, take your training to the robots. Oh yeah, like I'm gonna with that. Okay, fine. I lose with flowers. Yeah, Johan is like, I lose with flowers. I know you lose with flowers. I'll probably lose with robots. Nah, I'll do fine. Yeah, we should do robots. I'll do flower robots, okay? And you can do whatever robots you want. There you go. I'll do flower robots, and then the rest of us can live in peace. Why, don't you guys think that there are robots that look like flowers? I mean, there should be. I'm sure I'll find some. There's sure some use cases out there where robots need to look like flowers. Okay. So, robots it is. I need to start researching now, robots. And I need to start researching stuff. Okay. It's okay, Claudia. You have time. Tum 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 tum. Oh, by the way, did you guys know what movie was shot in Rotterdam? Very famous movie. Did you guys know? I'll let you guess. It's a kung fu movie, okay? It has kung fu in it. That we're talking about Rotterdam here. There are probably many movies shot in Rotterdam, but it's a very famous one. Did you guys know the history and why is Rotterdam looking so strangely different than Amsterdam? It used to be that Rotterdam looked like Amsterdam before. Before World War II, that is. And that is because in World War II, the Germans attacked Rotterdam, they bombed it completely, razed it to the ground, and that's how they made the Dutch basically say, we surrender, in the beginning of World War II. So they basically forced their hands, because they said, well, you see what happens to Rotterdam? This is what will happen to Amsterdam as well. And the Dutch were like, nah, we're not going to do that. So they surrendered. So what happened after the war is they totally rebuilt Rotterdam. So I think this is the problem that a lot of people have with the city. It doesn't have the old stuff anymore. It doesn't have the, old buildings, and everything is new. Everything is blocks of flats, skyscrapers, and things like that. So people don't feel the connection anymore, just like they would feel like when you go to Amsterdam and you'll be like, oh wow, that's really an old city and so on, right? In a way, I like it that it's no new. I really do. And let's see, which one do I want? This one, Tundra Violet, I'm gonna use. Or purplish black. Let's use purplish black, man. Purplish black. Okay. Again, I don't know why I even bother doing the lines, but anyway, it's really nice. Again, I did a bit too much water. Okay, lesser water. When I see that the water, like this brush, although it might look tiny and might look like this, holds a lot of water, so you really have to dab the water. And if you're hearing what I'm hearing outside, because I let the window open, today was the day of the garbage bins, so people are going out and taking their garbage bins. I already took mine because I went outside and I did my 5-kilometer walk, and then I also took the garbage bin inside, which is nice. But probably people now get out of work and so on, so they're just deciding to take theirs out. For those who don't live in the Netherlands, there are days in the week where you put outside different garbage bins. Okay, that's so weird. I'm on an art channel and I talk about garbage bins. So it's so bizarre. But yeah, it's in the Netherlands. You have different different things. So you have to put your plastics separate, and you have to put your other garbage separate, and your paper separate. So you know, each week there's a different type that you can throw out. They usually come every 2 weeks for everything. So this week was plastic, so we took the plastic out, which is nice because that means that they recycle it and it goes to the recycling center. And we have a recycling center here in our town. I think everybody's very proud of it. So yeah, everybody's doing their part. And today was just a normal plastic day. So yeah, that's the Netherlands for you. So if you're coming here and you see the garbage bins at the corner of the street, that means it's the day when they actually have to let it out in the street and so on, right? I'm going to bring a little bit of the red into this one. Oh no, make it a little bit more pizzazz. I'm gonna do the leaves soon. So anyway, it's so funny that when you see a speed paint, right, like that's sped up so many times, and usually you get like a 5-minute to 10-minute speed paint of something. And now that you're watching me live, you realize that actually making even the simplest illustrations, even this flower illustration, usually takes you about 2 hours, because that's how long things take. And that's why people really like to do watercolor, is because they lose themselves in it. It takes quite a long time, it takes quite some patience. So, you know, people just go like, well, if I'm gonna spend my, you know, a couple of hours, then I'm just, you know, you're putting your headsets on and you're just having some fun. At least this is what I would do. Currently I'm not listening. By the way, the funny part is when I'm listening to myself on the stream and I'm trying to speak, my brain refuses to do so because it hears my voice and it thinks that I'm already speaking, which is so weird. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm gonna add some more red on the other sides. Okay, so we were at the nice Rotterdam discussion. Rotterdam is also a very big port, so they have everything like in the port with terminals and all sorts of stuff, and every skyscraper that you see, that is a shipping business basically thriving in Rotterdam. And I like it. They also have some nice museums and so on, but there's a different reason why we want to go to Rotterdam. And I'm not sure if you guessed it already or not, but let me tell you. We wanted to go to the Efteling, and the Efteling is the best amusement park there is in the whole wide world. And you guys can argue with me, but I'm pretty sure of what I'm telling you. However, if I go from my place where I live to the Efteling, it takes us about 3 hours to go and 3 hours to come back. It's very far away. But if we are going to be in Rotterdam, because Rotterdam is also far away from where I live, but we're going to stay there at the hotel, then we can go to the Efteling because it's basically like 40 minutes from Rotterdam. So, you know, it's a gain. So that's also the reason why we go there, because it's closer to the amusement park that we want to go to, and then we can spend one day there. It is open, but only with you have to make an appointment, and you have to make, there's only some time slots when you can actually enter nowadays. So that they ensure it's not too crowded at the entrance. So, you know, we chose a nice time zone We're gonna write there a bit later, but because it's summer Efteling, they're open till later. So, you know, that's a nice part. Have you guys thought a little bit more about the centers of the flowers? Well, I take a little bit of sip of juice because I talked too much for an hour, so yeah. Because I'm really thinking yellow. Don't know why. Why do I think yellow? Should be yellow or should it be dark something? I'm gonna let you guys think about it, okay? Leave me a comment in the thought chat, and I'm gonna go work on the leaves, and you guys can tell me what do you think the centers of the flower should be, okay? So we have different type of leaves. We have the leaves with the lines that I want them to be two different colors. We have the leaves that don't have any lines, and then we have some oddball here, which why didn't I do some of these leaves here? I have no idea, but they're just rounded leaves. So I'm just gonna treat the rounded leaves just like these other ones, so I don't make it too complicated for myself, okay? So let's try a number 5, because maybe that goes faster than with a number 3. Should I use these colors? That's the question. Should I use these greens or not? I think I need to use these greens. That is the thing. Okay, let me switch back to the shadow stuff. And I'm gonna do this. It's so funny because they say it's shadow yellow, so technically it's yellow with black. But for those who don't know or never tried yellow orange inside. Okay, Johan says yellow orange. Anybody else wants to offer their opinions? When surprisingly, when you add black to yellow, it transforms into green. It's a weird thing to witness, weird combination. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just adding color to the towards the base of the leaf, and then I'm going to come with my damp brush and I'm just gonna pull the color away. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning my brush, I'm cleaning the water, and then I'm just going to pull the color. This is how we get a gradient. Then I'm going to come with a different color, and this time it's probably going to be maybe this other black, yellow with black, which is more darker. So this is transforms into more of an olive, like, so if you add black to yellow, you get olive. Of course, you can do olive with other stuff. Marlena just says hello. Hello, Marlena. What's your favorite color? So should it be yellow orange or should it be dark, Marlena? Tell us. In Guadalupe, if you're still in, and if you're still watching us, you can also say a color. What do you think it should be in the middle? Okay. That's so funny. Otherwise it would be yellow orange. That's also fine. Which one should it be? This one should be the same. I want to do a more darker ones on the leaves that look like they're behind things. Although I know that these are dark as well, but yeah, I want to have more darker. It's so weird because I'm trying not to shift the board because, well, I'm in a live stream, but it's quite hard to paint these ones. Yellow orange from Guadalupe as well. Okay, yellow orange it is. I see two people saying the same thing. So we're gonna oblige. After I finish with these ones, we're gonna do it. So dun, dun, dun. I have a new chair. Don't know if you noticed. Oh yeah, because now that we're talking about stuff that I ordered, yes, I ordered a new chair because if I'm going to move jobs, I'm going to have to give my old chair to my old job back. I mean, it is what it is. I can't keep chairs. But I ordered a new chair. But I also wanted to order a new Nordly because I have all the Etsy store stuff. And I store them in boxes, but I wanted to order a Nordly drawer set to store my Etsy store things, like my stickers and everything that I sell in my Etsy store. And by the way, for those that want to look me up, Etsy store, it's called Craft My Artwork on Etsy, so you can find me pretty easily. And I've been eyeballing this Nordly one on IKEA for a very long time, but for a few months now, they don't have it for sale. I mean, I'm looking for the black one. And in the past, they didn't have... they didn't have the white one either. But it's been almost, I'm not gonna say 5 months, but almost 5 months that I could not order the Nordly. They didn't have the top plate and the bottom plate, so they weren't selling. Everything was saying, you can't buy this, you can't buy this. I'm not gonna go to the store, but even when you look like, do they have it on store in certain stores? Because I was thinking maybe I can go to Amsterdam or to Utrecht store. They didn't have it. And then surprise, surprise, they had the white one just 2 days ago. They had it. The black one still sold out, not available to buy. And I put it onto my basket. So the first question is, why aren't they selling it? Are they discontinuing it because it's just new, right? It's not like it's been there, not like the Moms and the Alexes and the other ones. It was just like this year it appeared, and then all of a sudden you couldn't sell it. So we were thinking, what happened? Is it the evergreen that got stuck in the channel or things like that? It's like, I don't understand. And then when I saw the white one, I was like, I'm going to put it in my basket. I'm going to order the white one. I was about to order, and then my husband looks at me like, is it really the white one going to fit in this room? Because everything in this room is black, basically. Okay, the closet in the back is not, but it's not really stark white. It's more like cream kind of color. So he's like, are you sure it's going to fit? Do you want to buy it? And I was like, I'm going to buy some sticker paper. I'm gonna stick the sticker paper on it, and I'm gonna make it whatever color I want because it's white. And then he was like very skeptical about it. So then in the end I decided I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to wait for the black one, or I'm not going to take it. But this is what happens when you have a husband that is an illustrator. Like you might think I'm the illustrator. I'm not the illustrator. He's the illustrator. He's the one who finished art school. I didn't, right? I'm just self-taught. I'm just doing things on my own because I just enjoy it. But he's like, color theory this and color theory that, and yes, not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I take the blame on me. Yes, I'll put the blame on you, Johan. Put the blame on you. And for those who didn't know, Johan is my husband, and he's also a moderator in this chat. He's always helping me around because I can't moderate, and we had spammers in the past. I hate spammers. I mean, come on, I'm a tiny person here. Why are you spamming me? So I asked him to be my moderator, so he's always here to moderate the content if need be. Nowadays, I guess everybody realized that it's not worth it to spam me. Although I do get the weird comments sometimes. I do get the weird, please check us out, and then there's this not safe for work content being linked, you know. And yeah, it's really pisses me off sometimes, because it takes me quite a lot of time. Like, instead of responding to real comments, you know, like comments from you guys, I have to spend time deleting weird ass comments and trolling and stuff. And that's why I asked my husband to help me with. He doesn't have any qualms in doing moderation, I would say. Yeah. Okay. Okay. These are nice leaves. They really fit. You see, they really are popping. Okay. So I'm going to do these ones even darker. So I'm going to use the this shadow green and the greenish black. If you can see them here onto my thing. So we're gonna do those, and then we're gonna do the other leaves and do the centers. Okay. So we're gonna start with the shadow green. And this is what's nice about these sets, is that they kind of complement each other. So, and I know it's gonna look like super dark, but trust me, when you come with the water and you pull it out, you're gonna see the green pop out. You can technically also do just 2 layers of the same color, because they're dark enough. You don't need to use the other set, so don't feel the need to do so. I think I had in another stream, one of my other streams, I was explaining how I got, because one of them, the one with the bluish black, yellowish black and so on, I got from Amazon, and you can buy it. But the other one with the shadow, I couldn't find on normal Amazon, and I bought it from Amazon Japan. So I had a stream when I explained how I did that. It's not that difficult. You just use Google Translate, and then you can just translate the page, and then yeah, everything is the same. So yeah, don't stress, I would say. Don't worry, this one will dry much lighter than normal. I'm not even sure that I need to actually do a second layer, but we'll see. Okay. You see why I'm doing this, because this is behind this one, and it should look a little bit darker, just to have something. Oh, hi, Dit. One of my cats is joining me. She likes to eat. She likes to drink from my watercolor water. I have a bucket next to me, like full of clear water. And I use that because I don't want to go always downstairs. I don't have water here. I'm in the attic, by the way. For those who don't know, this is my attic. Hi from the attic of Claudia. And I'm actually in a corner of the attic, which is looking better than the other corner. Right? And I don't have water in the attic. So in order for me to not go downstairs all the time I need water, then I just have a tiny bucket here. Happens. Probably that's why always in the attic, whenever it's hot outside, it feels doubly so here, just because it's the attic and just because it's not probably well ventilated. But it is what it is. We have to utilize every piece of the house that we have, and for me, if I want to have my art room, it needs to be here. It's not like I don't have space in another place. So we just sit in the attic, but it's nice. It means that at least I have my own room, kind of room, where I can have my desk and everything, and then I I can create, and a lot of times it's very quiet. Nobody's bothering me here, except for the cats, because that's the problem with an attic, is that you don't have a door to the attic. It's just some stairs that go to the attic, and the cats are very adept of going up the stairs, as you guys can know. So I can't really keep my cats away from this. That's the only disadvantage of it. But other than that, I really love my attic. In the past, when I was living in an apartment, we were living on the fifth floor, I think, hon. Yeah, we were living on the 5th floor. It was really nice views. But I didn't have enough room there to have my craft room, so basically my entire craft room and everything was in boxes, and I was utilizing the dining table, to do my crafting and my painting and everything, which ended up in us having to eat in front of the TV on the floor, or on a coffee table, basically sitting on the floor, because all the time the dining room table was full of my craft stuff. So, you know, when we moved, I'm gonna put the blame again on my husband. The idea was that at least I get to have a place where I can do my art stuff that is not on the dining room table or any other interesting table. So yeah, then this is what I end up with. So I'm really grateful that I have this place. Some people can afford to have a room in the house that can do that. I just have a corner of the attic. It's okay. Like I said, the only disadvantage is when it gets too hot, because it's the attic, and then like it's a 5 degrees centigrade difference between the floor down and this one whenever it's hot, because of the roof and everything. So that's yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But okay, we're surviving. We're okay. I don't think I would have survived a long time, because now I have so many art supplies that I don't think that my dining room table would be able to have them. That's why I have this closet in my back that you see. This is the closet that has all my art supplies. And it's a really old IKEA closet. So, and I just bought, you know, IKEA has these drawers nowadays that you can have all your stuff in the drawers. And because previously all my art supplies were getting really dusty, and it's not nice to have dusty, so whenever I'm not using them, I'm putting them in the drawer so it doesn't collect dust. So, and I'm keeping only the books on the outside, so it saves me a lot of time. So yeah. But if you guys find out why the Nordly one isn't for sale anymore, let me know, because I, for one, have no idea what's going on. Dun, dun, dun. It's nice. It's gonna dry much less, let's say, dark. So I am not afraid. And I'm thinking these flowers, which color should I do? And I think I really wanna, because if I'm gonna do the centers with yellow orange, I think I need to bring some orange in the leaves, otherwise it will be a bit unbalanced. You see this? I can come even after it's dry, and I can lift the color. I did a small boo-boo there, but because of this paper and everything, you can still lift the color afterwards. Okay, so I'm gonna do yellow leaves, and maybe even yellow and red leaves. That would be nice. Or yellow and pink. No, yellow leaves, and maybe blue. Okay. It will really make it nice, trust me. I'm using the first yellow is Nickel Azo Yellow, Delian Smith. It's a really bright yellow. And then I'm gonna use a different, which is Quinacridone Gold Hue from Schminke. I like to, so I found that there are some brands that work very well together, aka all their colors can be mixed with each other with no problem. And the 3 brands that I found that are working very well together are Daniel Schmidt, Schminke, and Winsor & Newton, which is weird, I know. But the color composition is very similar to each other. So that is why you can mix and match them, and you can have colors from like different hues, and then they don't get muddy or anything. It's really nice. Okay. Yeah. I think I want to do some. Oh, this is so hard to choose what is the other color that I want to do. My leaf. What color do I have the least? I think still the blue. The blue would be interesting to have. Like if you think there are no, or the red, no red, I'll do red leaves. If you think there are no blue or red leaves, trust me, I've seen way weird. When I went to the zoo in the botanical garden last week, I saw some really weird combinations. So nothing surprises me anymore. And after everything is dry, I'm gonna come with even a darker shade. I realized that I'm actually coloring with watercolor in the same way as you would color. You know, previously I used to be a card maker and used to color with things like Copics and so on. And I'm realizing that I'm doing the same coloring technique as I would do with Copics. You know, the same kind of gradations of colors. It's very funny. I don't use Copics anymore, but used to in the past, and I think the idea left in my mind. Since we're here, let's do the centers. We're gonna do it the same. Don't know if I should bother or not. And then I'm gonna come with gold hue and, you know, make it orangey and stuff. I'm not gonna bother with the center because I'm gonna come with white anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. I think these are really nice colors. They go very well together. And then I'm going to do this color also a little bit here on this side. Okay. You can see the differences though. So if you're looking at what's the difference then, if they can mix each other very good, the Schminke, for example, which is German brand, with a Daniel Smith or with Winsor & Newton, what's the difference between them? And why should I choose one versus the other? There is a difference between them, though. Out of all of them, the Schminke is the most transparent. So the Schminke has the most transparent hues out of everything. And by that I mean that if you try to do anything with the Schminke color, you need at least 5 layers or something. Because it's really, 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 really transparent. And you know, I'm gonna use forest blue, by the way. So it's a combination of blue. Forest blue is a combination of green and blue for these tiny leaves, just to give them a little bit of a spunk. I'm not gonna do the red leaves because that will be too weird. Okay, so then what happens is Daniel Smith will always go first as a base color, and then you do glazing or you add stuff in with the StreamCam, because you can do lots of glazing and lots of layers and until you reach the desired composition. Don't get me wrong, I love both and I love the StreamCam, but I'm also a very impatient person. So what happens a lot of times that if I only have the StreamCam to work with, I'm getting frustrated very fast because I need to do so many layers, and then you have to wait for the layers to, you know, dry out and all of that stuff. So I really don't like that. So hence why I like to combine them, because StreamCam has really nice colors, don't get me wrong, has the most beautiful purples, and yes, even more beautiful than what Daniel Smith has. But Daniel Smith has the more opacity, which is nice because that means you finish your painting faster. Okay. By the way, I'm actually adding blue on top, and the blue is the Galaxy blue. You can see that this is the StreamCam Super Granulating Galaxy. So yeah. By the way, it's almost 8:25 in my time zone. So we're almost done here, and we're almost done with the live stream. So if you have any other questions that you would like to ask before I start adding all the dots and the white gel pen, whatnot, let me know. Like if you have questions about the colors, about you know, why are they super granulating? They're super granulating because of the pigment, basically. And what it means is they get a really nice texture like this when they dry. And I keep showing like this. I'm not sure if you're seeing it. If not, you can follow me somewhere on Instagram or something and then let me know. I'm going to add my signature dots right now. And it's gonna be I'm really just using the tip of the brush, and this is nice about this Gerstacker one. Now don't get me wrong, it's not like it's Stalin Sticky Sable and all sorts of different stuff. It's a cheaper brush, but it's not like the cheap one, the €1 one, right? It's a €10 one, but still you can do miracles with it. Let's put it this way. Okay, let me get some more blue. Look how the point is so pointy. It's so weird to say the point is pointy. The point is pointy there. And I'm just randomly adding, it's either 3 or 2. And then I'm gonna come with the white gel pen. Okay. I'm doing 1 there, 2 here, 2 here, 1 there, kind of like that. And I'm gonna need some shadow purple here to just add some of these other dots. I'm using very little water and much more concentrated color to do the dots, you know. This is the trick. Let me take some more. I put way too much there. Okay. And now I'm going to grab my white gel pen if I know where I put it. Oh, Marlena, thank you so much. Very nice. And the colors are gorgeous. Thank you, Marlena. Thank you, by the way, for watching with me and for occasionally commenting. I think I'm really enjoying to do the live streams because I get to talk with more people, not just with myself. It's very awkward when you only talk with yourself, to be honest. I love the dots. Oh, I also add some dots to my leaves. Dots. Oh, yes. Yeah. And the funny part, like I said, on the botanical garden, I saw some flowers. They're called angel leaves. So they're called angel leaves, and they have these very big white dots on the leaves. I never thought that is a real leaf, but it was real. It was like that. And I thought, okay, look, you know, I'm not imagining stuff, or I'm not doing things solely from my imagination. It's actually in real life, these leaves. So and some had even purple dots and different types of stuff, so really nice. I always imagine these dots are the dots that happen when you are on the outside, you know, you're I'm gonna add some white dots here and there, you know, and there's like sun damage on the leaves. I think that's what I'm imagining, the sun damage. Or, don't know if you remember, but just in the beginning of summer, it actually snowed here. so all the flowers were in bloom, everything was nice and so on, and then it snowed. So you can imagine that this looks like snowman. I'm just doing one of the darkest of leaves. I really like how the yellow leaves really make everything pop, because it's the same yellow everywhere. So I'm really happy with the choice. So thank you guys for suggesting the yellow with orange kind of thing, because I really think it made a big difference. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. So it looks really nice. I'm really glad that I added different colors to the corners here, so it doesn't just look, you know, bland or anything. It looks really nice, and I think I made a really good choice with the colors on the leaves, because it makes the whole piece pop. Okay, that was it for now. Thank you so much for watching and for staying with me. Wow, it's 1.5 hours. Thank you so much for staying 1.5 hours with me. This is a lot. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time. Next time will be Sunday evening, same time in Amsterdam time, which is 7 o'clock, so same time when I started this one. And we're gonna try to do some of the other ones. I have a lot of illustrations. I'm not sure which one I'll do next time. So I have this really nice leaves. I have some more flowers. These are some daisies that I did. This will be a nice one to do next time, maybe. I have so many. I just spent one night doing all of them. So I'll just pick one, and then we'll do it next time, Sunday. Yeah, and then we're gonna talk about what happened during the week and so on. Thank you Marlena, thank you Guadalupe, and thank you Johan for being with me, and for everybody else that was live. I hope you had fun and that you did your own little illustrations and so on. Yeah, I'm going to stop the stream now and have fun. Thanks for being here. Thank you.